right, we're going to start with some sequences to help strengthen and tone your abs. The first, and your obliques. The first one I'm going to start with is mountain tilt. So you're going to raise your arms straight up. And then you're going to let one arm fall to the side. And let the weight of your arm that's hanging down gently pull you all the way down to try to really stretch out that muscle. And imagine your back is against a wall so that your body is perfectly straight, that you're not leaning forward. You're going to come up. Raise both arms again. Drop the other arm. And again, just let that arm help you slide right down to the other side. Stretching out that muscle. You'll feel it in your hip as well if your hips are tight. And then slide back up again. And then you can repeat 2 or 3 times. So now we're going to move into the triangle. So you need one of your feet out, pointing towards the wall this way, and one this way, so they're at sort of a 90-degree angle to each other. You're going to move your hips over to the side first. Cartwheel your arms down to the ground. Let them be very long. And then you need to either look up or down. You can either look down or up. I prefer looking up. And this is really going to stretch out your obliques, tighten and tone them. And imagine that your back is again against a wall, so that you're really, really straight with your upper body and not leaning forward. Really feel that stretch through the side seam of your body here. And then you can come up and turn your feet the other way, and then you can repeat on the other side. Now we're going to move into tree pose, which is another great one for your core, because you're going to use all of these muscles in here, your obliques and your abs, to really help stabilize you. So first thing is put your arms in prayer position. Then you're going to take this leg, and you can place your foot anywhere on your calf or on your thigh, but you want to avoid the knee. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use your abs to stabilize you, and also focus on a point. That always helps if you're feeling a bit wobbly. And another thing you want to think about is that foot that's pushing into the leg. You want it to be pushing hard. You want to feel all of your muscles fired up and activated. Is going to really help with the balance. And once you're stable, focusing on a point, you can then move your arms straight up. Hold yourself up there. And again, just really kind of fire up those abs and those core muscles to really help with the balance. And then when you're ready, come back down again. And with grace and control, put your foot back down on the ground. And then we can repeat on the other side. And you will find that one side is always a little more wobbly than the other. And once again, you can raise your arms, focusing on a point. And you can repeat this exercise several times. And really also helps to clear the mind. You can't think about anything else when you're trying to think about not falling over. Now we're going to do some yoga poses. We're going to be moving on to the floor. The first one we're going to try is the cat and cow pose. So you want to get on all fours with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, feet down flat. And the first one we're going to do is the cow pose. What you're going to do is you're going to exhale. You're going to just round your body. You're going to use those abs and push them right up underneath you. Just round your back as much as you can. And then on the inhale, articulate through your spine. Bend your spine and stretch out your abs. It's also very good for strengthening your back. And then once again on the exhale, draw your belly right up to your spine. Let your head hang. And then on the inhale, push through. Stretch out your abs again. Next, we're going to move into the forearm plank. Get down on your forearms, on your toes. You want to have a nice straight line with your body. This one will really help to tighten and tone all of your abs, and you'll start to feel it. It's also going to help strengthen your shoulders and your upper body. You want to try to hold this one for as long as you can. Maybe trying to aim for 30 seconds, and then working up towards a minute, maybe doing a couple of different sets. You want to just keep your body in a straight line and Resist the urge to let your belly sag down to the floor. And then if you want a little extra challenge, you can raise one leg, and then you'll really feel that. Also in the quad of the leg that's still on the ground, and also again in your abs. Replace the leg and raise the other leg. Just really feel the intensity of your abs working. And again, replace your foot on the ground. And then when you're ready, come back down to the ground. The next one we're going to do, which is going to stretch out those abs and also help to strengthen your back, is the bow pose. So you're going to start on all fours, or start on your belly. You're going to grab both of your feet in your hands, and you want to really use your leg strength. Kick up through those legs, through those glutes, and just let your body really bend. You'll feel your abs stretching out, and your lower back muscles firing up. Maybe your quads and your glutes firing up too. And then, when you're ready, just release to the ground. We're down here, and move into Cobra, just to stretch out those abs again. And you really just want to roll those shoulders back and let your chest really be open. Really feel that stretch to the front of the body. Let yourself down. Then we're going to turn around, and we're going to move into the boat pose, which is another great one for your abs. So you're going to be sitting up like this. And the next thing, you're just going to raise your knees up, raise your feet up, arms straight out. You're going to feel this especially in your lower abs, and also in your hip flexors a little bit. And then if you'd like an added challenge, just raise your toes up and keep your legs straight. A little shaking is always good. It's a good sign. It means you're working hard. And then another great ab exercise moving out of this pose is again to bend your knees and then let yourself stretch out towards the ground with control, not letting your head or your feet touch, and then back up again into the boat, and then slowly back down with control, really feeling those abs firing up, and then back up again. And again, shaking is absolutely fine. One more time, and back up. And you can repeat that several times if you like. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into the bridge pose. So you're on your back on the mat. You want to move your heels up as close to your glutes as you can get them. And you're just going to articulate up through your spine and raise your behind off the ground. Really tighten up your glutes and fire up your hamstrings. You can kind of wiggle onto your shoulders to really open up the front of the chest. Clasp your hands underneath. And then if you're ready for an added challenge, you can raise one leg up and really feel the leg that's on the ground. Keep those glutes fired up. Place that leg. Try again on the other side. Always just keeping that strength in the glutes. Those shoulders really get a nice stretch out through the front of the chest, and then slowly back down again. And now to really fire up the whole body, we're going to do an intense pose called wheel. So you're going to, again, get your feet underneath, get your hands by your head, just really let the whole front of that body open up. You're going to feel this in your quads, glutes. You're going to feel an amazing stretch through your abs in the front of your body. It's going to strengthen your shoulders. It's a great dynamic pose. It's just fantastic for the whole body. And just hold it as long as you can. See if you can just push your belly right up towards the ceiling. And then when you're ready, slowly come down. Lowering your body gently. Get out of that pose. And then you'll probably find your heart rate's gotten up a little bit. So we're going to rest for a moment in child pose and let everything settle again.